Good morning. It's Friday, July 3rd, and we're going to continue our discussion on action and duty with a prompt from the Daily Stoic, which reads, "What if I saw opportunities instead of obligations?" So this prompt is related to a topic that I covered a few months ago, but I think that the timing is appropriate to revisit it now. In fact, it's just a good lesson to keep in mind all around. So whereas yesterday we talked about understanding our duty in the broader sense, today we're looking at how we view our day-to-day obligations. So as here in Texas, we prepare to enter the second phase of more lockdown restrictions, we're going to have to adjust our perspectives and how we view things if we want to maintain some sense of sanity. However, this time we have the benefit of knowing what to expect instead of being caught off guard. And one of the most challenging things that we've had to deal with has been the dramatic shift from a life filled with variety and choice to one of monotonous predictability and obligation. And that sounds pretty depressing, doesn't it? But here's where I have to remind myself that it doesn't have to be that way. Regarding the monotonous predictability, we are creatures of habit, and we naturally revert to the established ways of doing things, even if they don't best suit us. We can better address this by choosing to live a life of design rather than default. We have to remember to learn to ask ourselves of all actions, why are they doing that? Starting with our own. With no babysitters available to ever give us the night off from parenting, Jen came up with a great idea that one night each week, we each take turns putting both kids to bed, instead of splitting and rotating who reads to whom. That gives the other parent an evening off of bedtime routine to do whatever it is that they want. That's a huge help to each of us. Similarly, while I love cooking and take real pride in preparing dinners for my family, after months without a break, even that had begun to take its toll. So now, once a week, we order in. I get the night off in the kitchen, and we do our part to support a local business. It's a win-win situation for everybody. So as we enter into that stretch of summer, which even on a normal year can seem like a real challenge in terms of keeping kids entertained, we're going to have to be extra creative in the ways that we structure our days and weeks. You can only play in the driveway and visit the same outdoor spaces so many times, right? But living in a city like Houston offers many varied options, and oftentimes we only scratch the surface and just stick to what we know. Instead, we need to use this as an opportunity to explore the city and its surroundings, frame it as though we were tourists for a day, and get off the beaten path. And that's the real skill that I need to cultivate right now. Intentionally choosing to reframe how I see things. Instead of obligations, I can choose to see them as opportunities. Instead of thinking, I have to, it becomes, I get to. Not, I have to find something to keep the kids occupied, but rather, I get to create new memories doing something that we previously might not have been inclined to do. Not, I have to balance the dual roles of parent and employee all throughout the week, but rather, I get to assess all the extraneous stuff in my life and cut it out to make room for what's truly important. And the list goes on and on. Every situation can be viewed from this simple shift in wording. The adjustment may seem minor, but the impact is extremely significant. So now, as we enter this long holiday weekend that's seemingly devoid of the excitement usually found around the 4th of July, I'm going to make this my focal point and receive everything I can as an opportunity rather than an obligation. Have a great day. Bye.